So why did I pick to have a new segment? To have a segment that means so much to me that I feel so passionate about to share with you. This is my channel, my thoughts, my views. And I think that in America, as we all do this pandemic, whatever they want to call it, epidemic, some kind of demic together, it's caused, we're not supposed to panic, but yet our world has changed so drastically. If you think about December to right now, is it the same in any way? No. And for us asthmatics, polycystic ovarian syndromes, they say with pre-existing conditions, we're more at risk. And same with elderly. And I reside with my grandpa. I pay rent to my grandpa. And I help care for my grandpa. Like on the weekends, I work from home. So when I'm available, I'm going in there to make sure he has something to eat, that he has something to drink, water all the time because he's got thyroid issues and heart issues. And I have to make sure that this household is running A-okay. Besides everything else. No stress, no pressure. But yet, we're to remain calm. We all have plates. We all have issues. This just happens to be my plate. Full of issues. Let's take off the easy stuff here first. Well, it's not so easy. Let's go with the saddest thing of all. We've got a lot of sadness in this world right now. I'm going to do a happy note at the end of the video. But this is the major sad right here. We lost a legend late last night, Kenny Rogers. And if you've watched my previous videos, it impacted me greatly because I can remember growing up and watching him on various TV programs. I always wanted to see him in concert. We never got the chance to. My grandparents always had a hobby, and that would be we would either go to Nashville, as in Nashville, Tennessee, or we would go to Nashville North in Taylorville, or we would go take vacations to Opryland and see the Grand Ole Opry. But Kenny was never on those shows. And Kenny was a movie star as well, and he was so talented. It's just a great loss felt across the board. Not only in country music, but he switched over to pop. Well, he didn't switch over to pop, but his music was played on pop radios, especially with his duet with, Dolly Parton, Islands in the Stream. And he had other songs like We Got Tonight, Kim Carnes, Sheena Easton? I can't think of that last name. Anne Murray, Lionel Richie, who was a big influencer, and it's just a massive loss that I hope we don't forget and we honor his legacy. That's the greatest thing, that all of the country stars who have went on leaves a legacy of their music to be not only remembered by, but so when people play that song, they can go, listen to that note. Wow, I know that person. I guarantee you, if we were to play some of these songs on, like, say, a game show, a first few notes, it's unmistakable when you hear either the first chord, or the very first time Kenny Rogers would say, Lady. Oh, who could forget that in Lady and the Tramp, even that Walt Disney movie? Oh, goodness. And he was on The Muppet Show, one of my favorite parts of The Muppet Show. Rest in peace, Kenny. You are going to be forever missed. Okay, let's go there. I'm looking at my topics on my plate, if you will. And we're just going to pick up the heated topic. I voted for J.B. Pritzker last election. Very proud to say that I did. And I'm very proud that, the way he's handling our current situation. Yes, it's an inconvenience, but do we want the other part where we would all be ill and taken to the hospital? When I read about that Cook County preschooler who had the coronavirus, I felt more passion, more invigorated to make my feelings known. I went onto his page and I said, why are these child care places open? When we have illness running amok and people not really listening, doing what they want, why? And then today they made the announcement, the DCFS, that they were shutting down the daycares. And I'm all for that. But when you allow special privileges, or you get emergency, and I can't think of the other word, bear with me, paperwork pushed through so you remain open, let me tell you something. That doesn't set well with me as a U.S. citizen. That doesn't set well with me as an Illinois resident. And there's a reason. Because some of these daycares need somebody from that Department of either Health or Department of Family Services to go in and really check them out. Because you've got people, let's say the daycare workers themselves. Maybe some of them can't help it because it was passed on from somebody else that may work at the same establishment. Maybe one of the kids come to the child daycare sick, and they then pass it on. And we all know through all of the updates about the coronavirus how easy it's to get it, right? And you know, they all don't carry around these hand sanitizers, and they probably don't get to wash their hands that often. So allowing special privileges to one is not fair to all, because it takes one person to make everyone else sick. One person to have something like what over in Italy, where we've seen all these army trucks with the dead bodies. Why are we allowing special privileges, J.B. Pritzker? I voted for you. I'm very passionate about this. We cannot allow for this to happen. It's an injustice to one and for all the Illinois residents. You know, you've closed our movie theaters. You've closed extracurricular activities. You closed the schools, for crying out loud. You told everybody to stay home. That's where they need to be. We don't need daycares open that don't abide by the rules. Close them all. And especially those that have owners that are sick and refuse to go to a doctor. I am very passionate about this. Please hear my plea. Before it's too late, close them down. We shut Detroit down to make these face masks because we're running short. To make these shields for the faces of our health personnel. Did we not? And we didn't shut the schools down because, oh, let's have a holiday. There's a serious illness and epidemic at the core of this country. I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you, shut those daycares all the way down. Don't allow these special privileges. Emergency privileges, no. There's no need for these daycares to be open. Period. On a lighter note, let's change gears. Good deeds. I'm about to share with you some good deeds. If you've got elderly friends, elderly neighbors, it is time you step up as an American citizen, as an American Illinois person, whatever you want to call yourself, and do something to help your fellow man. Now, I know, we've got restrictions and everything, but it doesn't necessarily mean a gift. The gift of time is the best thing you can give anyone. The gift of concern. The gift of caring. It can be a simple act of taking your busy time schedule and doing something for someone else to make them feel that like they matter, that they're cared about, that you love them. Now, it doesn't have to take much, but let's take, for instance, a couple of my dear friends. When one of my dear friends feared the worst, that the shutdown was coming, and she's up in her years, she was worried that she wasn't going to be able to find the books that she reads. And I said, you tell me the books you read. I will help you out any way I can. So I'm going to share this with you in case you got some friends out there that reads and maybe you don't know this. On the corners of these books up here, okay, they tell you what kind of books they are. Granted, this one says Silhouette Special Edition, and that wouldn't help nobody from anybody, so that's the wrong kind of book to pick up. Okay. No, that's not the right kind either. I'll get there, I promise. Here we go. This one says romance. That's the kind of genre it is. Well, one of my dear friends loves historical romance. And like I said, she was all worried about how she's going to get something to read during this epidemic. Because she didn't want to get out. She doesn't have a lot of cash to order everything. I took it upon myself as a mission to help her out. And Friday, I went to our local Goodwill store, and they had an amazing sale going on. I purchased 20 of those books. And I purchased a little bunny rabbit. Why? Because I didn't want her spirit to be broken. And I put all of them in a bag along with some magazines. And put some brownies that I had made on the top along with a can of soup. To make sure that she knows I'm thinking of her during this time. I'm caring about her, not wanting her to get out too much, if at all. And hopefully it shows that she matters. When she asked me, what can I pay you? I said, are you kidding me? I said, absolutely nothing. I said, don't let the chain of love end with you. If someone else needs help, you help them out and don't ask for anything in return. Simple as that. And that's a good Clay Walker song, written by Rory Feek, if you wanted all that detail, just to tell you. But anyway, that's something that I felt like I could impact and make a difference. And I urge you all, even if it's a simple phone call and say, hey, how's things going? Or I'm thinking of you. Take time. Because I've said it before, gravestones don't talk back. And you know, the grudges you hold only hurt yourself. They don't hurt anybody but yourself. Remember that. One of my other dear friends, up there in years, we have the greatest system. I got to tell you this. I got to brag on this. She came up with this system. She says, you fill a bag up with the novels that you read, which is my Western romance novels and stuff like that. And after I do my book reviews, I put them in a bag. And then I put her some brownies in there, some Easter stuff as well. And I put it out in the back seat of my SUV. She comes by while I'm working or busy at the house, as a rule. And she'll go to my back. I tell her, go to the SUV, the back side of the SUV, because we have a little Peanut. Okay, the Chihuahua, he runs around, he barks a lot, and it's just easier on him, if he doesn't have any disturbances at the door. She goes to the car, the back of the seat of the car, opens the back door, grabs the bag that has all that stuff in there, and it's a circle of helping someone and making an impact, a positive impact to your neighborhood and self-being. And I got to do that as well, that whole making brownies and helping someone else. And that's the gift of cooking for me. It's not so much, oh, you know what, she's cooking fattening food. Yeah, I am. And I don't eat the stuff because I don't like sweets. But I help others who are maybe not able to help themselves, maybe not able to afford all this, right now during our epidemic. It just takes a moment of your time to let someone know that they matter to you or that you care about them. So I urge you to do that during this time. Even make a card and send it in the mail. That's better than nothing at all. Because how you really feel shows whether you realize it or not. With that being said, that concludes my plate. And I hope that I've impacted you and brought you good tidings as well as thoughtful moments and made sure that you realize how short life really is. God bless one and all. Till next time.